Hello, and welcome to Dippin' Dot's instructional video for setting up a Z400 vending machine. First, let's take a look at a few tools that you're going to need for this install. The first thing you're going to need is a pair of wire cutters. Next, you're going to need a 3/8 socket or wrench, a level, and finally you're going to need a 1 1/2 socket wrench, or if you have a large crescent wrench, you may be able to use that as well. The following portions of this video are intended for after the machine is uncrated, in location, and plugged into power. As you see here, our vending machine is quite wobbly after being shipped. So what we're going to have to do is level it by using the legs on the bottom corners. First, using our level, we can verify that it is off level. The next thing we want to do is we can raise one side of our level and adjust the bubble so that way we can see which side needs to go up or down. Shown here, we need to raise our right front side. Using a pallet jack, we're going to raise the vending machine until we have enough clearance to get into it with our socket. By using a wrench, you don't have to lift as high. Now we can use our 1 1/2 inch socket or wrench to change the machine's level. In this case, we need to turn it to the left. Left will take the leg out to raise the machine, and right will put the leg in to lower the machine. And now we can lower our machine in order to check the level. As you can see, it's perfectly level and the rocking has stopped. Repeat this step on both the front and back of the machine to ensure that it is perfectly level. Once leveled, we're going to go in through the product slot and we're going to remove the ice scraper and the set of keys that comes with the vending machine. Once those are out, it's time to open the door. Do this by turning the handle to the left until it opens and then pull. Once opened, you'll notice this envelope taped to the top of the freezer inside the machine. Open it up to review its contents. Inside, you'll find a set of detailed instructions for setting up your vending machine, as well as a bin location chart. Be sure to read this entire packet, as it's very helpful in setting up the machine. Our next step is to remove the shipping bracket seen here. It's held on by 3 3/8 bolts. So using our 3/8 socket or wrench, we're going to go ahead and remove these. Once it's removed, we can go ahead and take our old bracket and set it to the side. Next, we're going to remove the zip ties seen here and here, located at the top right and the very bottom of the vending machine's robot. Use your wire cutters to cut the zip ties free. It's important to make sure you pull all the zip tie material out of the robot arm. If it has one, also remove the piece of foam in the mouth of the freezer. Our next step is to place the robot in the home test position. Do this by sliding the robot back and the arm all the way to the right, and then pulling the drop tube down just to where it touches the freezer. With our robot in the proper position, it's time to move on to the next step. If you go to the bottom of the freezer, you'll notice this orange sign. Since our materials have been cut away, we can remove this and begin to power up the machine. First, we're going to flip the main power switch located here. Next is the lights, followed by the control switch. When flipping the control switch, be sure to watch the robot to make sure that it does return to home. Inside the door of the vending machine, you'll find the service keypad. Press the VAC key only one time. This will unlock the keypad on the front. Now that it's unlocked, we're going to go to the front customer keypad. We're going to use the star key to cycle through the next options until we reach option 20 for a field test. Once we've reached the option, we're going to go back to our keypad, and as you see, we're going to hit pound for yes. Once you accept the field test, follow all the instructions that appear on the display. For some of these tests, it may tell us that we need to use the keypad inside. This is called the service keypad. When you see the display read pull door switch, the location of it is inside the door, just about where the handle is. Once those are done, we'll use the pound key to test all of our connections. When it gets to checking the robot, this takes a moment, but the robot will begin to move automatically, and it'll tell you when it's finished with its test. You can skip the temperature check, as the freezer hasn't been on very long. Once it says test complete, once it gives the test complete notification, we're done with this step. Now it's time for bin verification. Press the star key until you reach option 22, which states verify all bins, and then press pound to accept. Once we're in verify mode, we're going to move inside of the freezer. As you can see, the robot drops, but we'll have to manually drop the suction tube into the bin using the down key. Press and hold until it drops into the bin. Next, make sure that it's perfectly centered in the bin. This one is, so we can move on. To save the robot location, we're going to press the pound key on the keypad. Once pushed, the robot will immediately go into motion and move itself to the next bin. Again, we're going to hold the down key on our keypad to lower the suction. As you can see, this bin is far out of adjustment. In order to fix this, we're going to grab the vacuum line and place it inside of the proper bin. Once that's done, hold the up key to retract it enough to where it's still in the bin, but you can see the top of it. Then, holding our right and left keys, we're going to adjust it until it's centered in the bin. Once we have it centered, we're again going to go to the front keypad and press pound to accept the location. Repeat this process for each bin. Use the bin chart included in your packet as reference. Now it's time to change prices if you choose to. To do this, press the star key until you see the change price option. Then, once again, we're going to press the pound key to accept and go into this menu. It's going to ask us, as you see, to enter a selection. So we're going to start with the first, which is A1. Press A1 on your keypad, and then it will tell you the price is currently set to $3. If you choose to change it from this, all you have to do, using your keypad, is enter a new price numerically, starting with the dollar amount, followed by any change you desire. So we'll change ours to $4.50. As you can see, it's asking us to press pound to accept this price change. If we press it, it will ask us if we're sure, and we'll press it again. The price is now changed. Repeat this process for each selection, otherwise it'll just be the stock price of $3. After setting all of your prices, it's important to let the freezer cool for 24 hours before filling it with product. After our 24-hour cooldown period, it's time to load the coin mech and fill it with product. To load the coin mech, flip the latch on the security door and pull it open. To remove the coin mech, lift up on the yellow handle and then pull it out. You're going to need at least $30 in quarters in your coin mech before it will accept bills. Your black tubes here accept quarters, while your red accepts nickels. Nickels aren't required for this to work, however it must have 30 in quarters. It tells you which tubes to fill on the front yellow label as well. Once you're done filling your coin mech, replace it into the vending machine by pushing it in right here. Now we can reclose our security door and lock the latch. With our coin mech filled, it's time to load product into the vending machine. To do this, press the load key on the inside panel. The freezer will automatically open and the robot will move out of your way. Once you have all the product full, you'll go back to the same panel inside the door of the vending machine and press the close key. After doing this, it will go back to its home setting. Now, we can close the door of our vending machine and begin to twist the handle. You want to turn it until it says please insert money and then stop. I apologize for this camera angle. Something apparently went wrong. Once you've stopped turning, push the handle in to lock it. Thank you very much for watching.